And as I said, I'm only going to do one side of the face so you can see the difference. I'll get to her afterwards to balance her out. So we start with really waking up the energy in the channels. And now we move to the forehead. There's an interesting part with digestion. Up here is a gallbladder meridian. But what you're going to do is you're going to, for your first step, is scrape up top here. And if you can see already on the camera, there's an eyebrow that's already started to lift. That's not temporary. That will stay that way. It's because we started waking her up here. She's very tight back here. So if we start the movement of the energy and start the flow of the digestion, her face can start to regain its firmness. The next is underneath the eye. This is patented specifically to cup underneath, right there, easily. We go 5 times. 5 to 7 times is your stroke. Because here it's cellulite, it's water, it's not muscle tissue, you want to start the movement flat and start getting the puffiness and out from underneath the eye. Then you're going to take your tool. There's 4 steps that go underneath here and go across 5 times. The distance between the tool and her face is my thumb. There's points here that you jiggle 5 times. You jiggle all the way across the way. And now we're going to go to the upper part of the eye. We take our tool, we go across. The top part of the eyebrow will have 5 steps. And we're going to do the same thing as the 3 different spots that you hit your meridian points. You'll jiggle across, and then you jiggle straight across. Then you take your tool and you lift up by the gallbladder meridian, right in the center of the eyebrow, to do a lifting of that eyebrow some more. If you see the difference already, that's just already lifted. Now that's not going to go down once she gets up. That's just part of getting the circulation and the movement and the lymphatic system going. Any part of your practice, you can use this as an implementation. You can use this as a treatment special. People are very well received. They seem to like it a lot with how it feels to them. This part of the body, the face, is divided into 2 parts. You have the cheek up here, and you have the chin down here. So we've done the eye, we've reduced the puffiness, and we've got the flatness here, and the eyebrow is lifted. So we're going to take the large part of the teeth and scrape this part here. We'll move 5 times on the cheekbone. And we're always moving up. Then we take the lower part of the face again, and we scrape. Sometimes you'll feel the dead skin come off, which is really good. Now the small teeth here on your lips, they're called, well, in Nepheli they call them smoker's lines. To break up those fine lines, which she has very little, to break up the fine lines, you use the small part of the teeth and you hold the skin taut and you do this seesaw, this action back and forth about 10 times. Use your large teeth to cup it, and all the excess things you just broke up in that skin, all the toxins, everything you just broke up, take the large teeth and move it up. This has a larger tissue here, and it will absorb the toxins to get them out, so you want to always move it up. So you scrape away here in the mouth, and then you cup it and bring it up. The same thing for the upper lip. It gives the lip a fullness, it brings the fine lines, breaks them up very nicely. You cup and bring it up. You cup and bring it up. Your skin's really absorbing these beautiful creams here. underneath the chin, we're going to take the larger point here and break up and scrape up. So a lot of the times we lose collagen here and it gets a little bit of an indent, so we can break it up easily and start moving it up. Your treatment for a facial should last you about 30-40 minutes with your client. Personally, in my practice, I use 2 tools, but I'm using one to show you one side of the face. I usually use 2 tools for the balance of it, to do both sides of the face at once. To get that nice definition we have under our cheekbone, you're going to take, you're going to take the cup part of your tool, come to the center of the chin, go up this. There's a whole meridian here that you follow up that has to do with that digestion, and you're just going to follow it up through the center of the top of the head. You do that on each side. And you'll find there's little indents when you're working, you can bring it up. But this is a great way to get the definition back into the cheekbone. You do that 5 to 7 times. And you scrape up. So now we're going to go back and work on the neck. Your system starts with first on the neck, to the face, then you go back to the neck because you want to break away the fine lines and wrinkles on the neck. And as you can see, I have some debris here. That's all dead skin coming off. So you would stroke upward with your tool with these cups. They slide really nicely into the neck, and you're moving upward. You're going to see a nice pink glow to her face because the blood flow is moving around. It's very healthy. If you have a fine line here, you would take your point and break it up. You'd go in the opposite direction, break it up, and then scrape. You'd tighten the skin and then scrape. Around the eye area, if you had fine lines and wrinkles, you take your point, taut the skin, and you just do gentle strokes down by the ear, scrape. Back and forth, and scrape. I have a little trick. If the fine lines and wrinkles are really, really defined on the first treatment, to help the client so she sees the visible results, I not only take that and scrape, I'll take the fine teeth and just help her and scrape gently on the fine lines and then scrape. It really breaks up the dehydration that's happened in the skin for the fine lines and for the wrinkles, and you can get the blood flow and the circulation back to there. Should we just gently scrape? It's like you're erasing their points and their wrinkles that they have. Now I'm just going to use the large teeth here and it helps. We're getting a lot of dead skin off, which is really beautiful. I'm going to help just get the collagen and get the good part of the tissue going. But this is where it becomes really nice, is they release get a lot of old skin off in one treatment and get a lifting, firming, and tightening. Who doesn't want that? It's a healthy way of aging. You can combine this with your I'm not against anybody doing Botox or injections or whatever you feel comfortable with doing. You just have to be, if you're going to do this and implement this practice, you have to be cognizant of it. These needles, they will get into the blood circulation. So if you feel your client has had some treatments done, spend a lot more time on the neck, using the upward strokes, releasing the digestion, getting that movement going, and then spend some time on the face. You'll get the same results, but you really don't want to break up that work that they had done. Eventually, they'll start liking your system a lot more and just continue to do this. But you don't want to disrupt that work and get that into the bloodstream. So if you can see the difference at this point, her lips a little bit fuller here. She doesn't have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, so it was a little bit easy to do. There's a bit, you notice there's more contouring here. Her eyebrow is lifted. Her skin's a lot tauter through here. And that's just doing, we've been up here 15, 20 minutes for the treatment. But if you spend about 30 minutes on the treatment and you do both sides of the face, it will look like they've had work done in that one session. She's already got the difference with the eyebrows because you can see it here on the camera. And much more glowing on your face. I'm sorry?